Yo, what's going on, people? Good to see you. Time for the very first movie review for 2018, and what better way to kick off another stellar year of movies than by talking about a movie from last year. Hey, what could I say? January is a very slow month, and this movie finally decided to open up in my theater. I'm of course talking about The Tribute, the biopic about the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Wiseau, and the making of his infamous movie, The Room. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about The Disaster Artist. Now, I have to bring y'all up to speed about my experiences with Tommy Wiseau and The Room, because unlike a lot of people who are very familiar with this man, who have seen The Room countless times, I don't think I need to explain to you guys the significance of that movie, I'm actually in the minority because to this day, I still have not seen The Room. Yes, as shocking as that is, as a person who is on the internet and talks about movies, he hasn't seen the most infamous movie of all time, the movie that is being hailed as one of the worst ever, a film that is so bad that it ends up being good. Yeah, I haven't seen it. For whatever reason, I had no interest in checking out The Room. But you want to know what's funny? I was still made aware of its existence. I've seen so much of The Room without actually watching the movie. So I guess you can say, thanks to internet memes and clips and parodies that people would do, that's what prompted me to go see The Disaster Artist. In addition to being a fan of the behind the scenes for things. Like, I love those type of pieces of entertainment where you really get to see how things are made. Unfortunately, while that is one of my favorite aspects, more often than not, when we have these movies that are biopics of, well, let's just say controversial figures, they have a tendency to skew history. Either they gloss over a lot of things that happened in that person's life, or they just try to rewrite history and paint them in a different picture. Like, I don't really want to get into the political side of things in Hollywood, but that's something I've noticed that is a major trend with these movies. I saw that James Franco was working on this, and to be honest, I really wasn't looking forward to it because even though I like some things that James Franco is in, I don't really like the clique that he hangs around with. Seth Rogen is, well, Seth Rogen, and just all the things leading up to it, I really wasn't feeling it. But it was interesting, to say the least. And I gotta say, even though I have not seen The Room, I freaking loved The Disaster Artist. What I loved most about this movie is how genuine of a film it is. This movie is basically everything you could have ever wanted out of a Tommy Wiseau biopic. This movie captures a lot of his quirks, his antics, his erratic behavior. It captures all that stuff to a T. And it's so funny because you would hear about all the reports of Tommy Wiseau's behavior on The Room and everything afterwards. And just to see all that stuff replicated in this movie is something that I really got to commend James Franco and, of course, the people who worked on the book as well, which this film is based off of, for doing. They kept it pretty much accurate. That's something you don't really see a lot in Hollywood. Again, I want to stray away from the political side of Hollywood, but let's just say that they are very, very reluctant to cast out one of their own, especially if they get to a very high pedigree. They have a tendency to want to protect one another regardless of the situation. But in this movie, they didn't feel the need to do that. They showed Tommy Wiseau in the light that he was portrayed. And that's what I love most about it, because when you actually go the extra mile to say to people, hey, this is the reason why Tommy Wiseau is so controversial, this is the reason why people feel some type of way about him, and it's why you're going to leave this movie feeling kind of awkward, because there's a lot of scenes in this movie that are just so cringy and, oh man, I can't believe this is what they were going for. But that's everything that went into The Room. All the moments where you were just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. That's history. That's a part of history that wasn't dolled up, that doesn't have all the glitz and the glamour behind it. It is a true Hollywood movie in that respect. That's one of the quotes that you see in the movie. So in that respect, I loved the freaking crap out of The Disaster Artist. I thought it was very well acted. James Franco's impression of Tommy Wiseau. Here's the thing about it. It's not necessarily James Franco playing Tommy Wiseau. It's James Franco putting on a very convincing James Franco impression of Tommy Wiseau. I think he did that intentionally. He didn't really want to take you out of the experience too much by trying to basically be 100% Tommy Wiseau, but for what he did, it works exceptionally well. There were points in this movie I was watching and I was just like, wow, I could not recognize that being James Franco, you know what I'm saying? Dave Franco, his brother, I thought he was just going to be shoehorned in the movie because, you know, family and all that. He did a very good job as well. And even all the minor characters, they actually got a lot of celebrities in this movie to play bit pieces. They did very good too for what they had to work with. At its core, The Disaster Artist is a very simple movie. It follows this guy who wants to make it big in Hollywood. He wants to make a movie, and it shows his erratic behavior and everything that went into it. You can call it very simple in that respect. It plays to a beat that you are very familiar with, but there's not a problem with that, especially considering the lengths that they went to actually make it pretty accurate. You know, from what I've been reading, it's basically the entire story down to a T. So if you're interested in a movie that just shows the man and what he's done, definitely check out The Disaster Artist. I've seen some people say that they were looking forward to this movie just revealing more about the room and the aftermath behind it, but I don't think that's the point of the movie. I think at its core, while it was meant to show the making of the movie, it was meant to be inspirational, because there's a lot of moments in this movie that are really heartwarming. A lot of movie moments here just really resonate with you as a person who, like, let's say you have goals and aspirations and dreams. You can relate to a lot of the things in this movie. Of course, it comes off as cheesy, considering everything is just so overdramatic with Tommy Wiseau. But the sentiment is true at the end of the day. So, yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this. I know it sounds so weird, like, actually just giving this review, because it's, I don't know, it's like, how do you review a movie like The Disaster Artist? Yeah, it's a good movie for what it is. It's not trying to be this crazy movie, but it's a really amazing movie in the respect that it doesn't try to alter history. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's a very simple movie, but it's effective at the same time. Let me know what you guys think about The Disaster Artist. Comment down below. Let me know. From Media for Now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, oh hi Mark. Catch you guys later.